short how to keep your viewers watching your video, creating a master class on YouTube. Basically, what we're doing is video stacking, and by that, what that means is basically I take series of my videos for my content, and I basically try to select the best video, and I'm able to create a list, which is a random list to start. And if you have been with me the last couple of nights, this might be a little bit repetitious, but in case there are new people on the line. Otherwise, thank you for your attendance. I know that this has been attended fairly well, so thank you for being here and thank you for your comments. So basically, I selected a series of video from my menu. I kind of plan it out like the whole week, right? So basically, my strategy is I do a live show about the topic that I'm going to create, for the video that I'm going to create. So I'm able to talk to my viewers and subscribers and get some feedback from them. Now from there, I create a video for that event, for that discussion that matches what's going on. And then after that, once I have enough videos in that selection, that type of topic, I create a master class, which is what I'm creating right now. And then from the video themselves, from these small videos, I create shorts for my live show. So in essence, my strategy is not just create shorts and get subscribers, or create live show and create and get watch hours. It's a holistic approach that encompasses all three of them. I also do some posts, but that's when I'm doing the advertising of the actual video. You get to see that in a different venue. But that's the whole strategy, from live to video to short to masterclass. And you see the masterclass contain a combination of the videos that I have posted and some that I have not yet published, and a combination of it doesn't include my live feed yet because I don't usually do that, but it does include my avatar. And what I suggest is, a combination of not totally faceless, because these are faceless videos. In my live feed, I basically mean speaking to the camera and to my audience and to my subscriber. And then when I'm doing the masterclass, I use a series of avatars, either my voice avatar, and let me get to it so you get a chance to see what I'm talking about. So in here, and I'm going to talk about this in a second. In here at the beginning, I have my avatar. And I'm going to give you a quick tour also of, DaVinci Resolve, because that's really what a lot of people are interested in. I don't want to just throw you into what it's doing. But I want to as I talk about avatar, I want to show you that real quick. And I also want to show you the timeline. As you saw when I started, the timeline was nowhere to be seen, right? So if you were looking with DaVinci Resolve and you want to find your timeline marker, all you have to do is press on the forward arrow and it puts it at the end. That way you can move anywhere you want to. Now when you get to the location that you want to, you have multiple ways to work using this ruler right here. You could just click on the middle ruler and it will open it up in the area that you want to work on. It kind of opens that section up. And if you want to make it the timeline smaller, you do minus. If you want to make it larger, you kind of do plus here. You could use a plus or minus symbol here. That may also work for you. It's whatever is best, right? But definitely this one shows you the entire timeline. This one shows you a smaller timeline. And this one shows you also like half of it, not half, but shows you a portion of the timeline. And so tonight, what I'm going to show you basically is a couple of things. Like I say, I work with my avatar, and my avatar usually, here's a picture, and last night I did a picture in a picture. Just basically you see it when you go here. You see the transition right here from this is still picture to a video. See that real quick.
Most creators treat the YouTube algorithm like a lottery, but the top.
So that's kind of a composite of my picture in the back and having a video in the front. And I'm going to give you more information on that in a few minutes, so just hang loose. So the big thing about tonight is what I'm trying to accomplish, which is basically going from the video stacking, and which is basically all these different videos right here that I prioritize, to basically creating a timeline, which I shorten it a little bit to 25 characters, so I'm able to get it on the video. So be able to provide a timeline for the viewer. Like for example, if you're watching a long view, kind of might tend to get lost. What are we talking about right now? So I created like a timeline that kind of, when as you watch the video, you'll be able to see, oh, I'm in video 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's basically what this is here. This is the timeline that I want to portray on my video, and I'm going to show you how I did it. See if you agree with it. So these are timelines right here. Yeah. At the beginning of a video, like you'll see my timeline. So first you have my avatar, they're speaking, and then you're going to see the first set of timeline to tell the viewer, okay, oh, this is basically what's going on. Hopefully it's kind of clear.
But the top 1% treat it like a lab experiment in this masterclass.
You saw that in there. So here you see, I'm using the arrow to point out that we're doing the first video right now. So the person will go and say, okay, I see what's going on. They want to get to the second one. Let me make this a little smaller. Here you go. When they get to the second video, that's part of the master class, they will see this.
See how that's possible. Would you like to know how?
You see how the first one is separated and the second one shows up in here. And also for those of you that were now with me last night, we have like a curtain opening as part of the graphics for each video, so that the viewer, it would get a visual cue to say, oh, it's changing. Now that was the visual cue for changing. Now this is a visual cue for telling the viewer what they're about to watch. Okay, so let's look at it again.
For the last 6 months, testing a system of scripted edit videos for you want. See how that's possible. Would you like to know how to find the most effective strategy?
So one is the viewer can kind of hear the difference in voice. For the same token, you're able to see a couple of visual cues in relation to how to what is changing, and it tells you exactly where you are. Out of the 12 videos that are here, you're actually number 2, and if you want to, you can always move forward. You say you might be interested on 4K hours with live streaming, you know. Number 9, so you could just go through it by just sliding over the timeline and getting to it So some people would do that, but it doesn't really matter. I think the whole point is that you want to get your viewer to stay within your video a lot more, a lot longer. So a lot of times you might say, "Oh, I know that I saw a particular topic, right?" And they say like, "Okay, let me see." You know, they might be going back, which they don't have the same rule that I do, but they go back on their video and say, "Oh, here we go. The math behind the viral YouTube hits." So they will know that the third video was the one that actually have that. So just by playing, they'll be able to get to it, and they'll be able to spend more time on basically the video, which is really what you want. You want them to watch a video for longer, so you get watch hours, you get more viewers. You're going to get it through the YouTube thumbnail, right? That's going to attract the video to click on it. And then, you know, to keep it, you have to have all the tools, like having a nice hook, having a curiosity loop, which we're going to talk about tonight, how to do all that. So that's basically what we're going to show tonight. And that's basically the goal is to be able to complete the video. If not tonight, after this section, so I could get it published. So one of the things I want to talk about is the about hooks. So hooks basically and curiosity loop is really what keeps the people interested on your video for a longer period of time. The hooks kind of get something in the first 5 seconds of the video, so you want to have that curiosity in there. So I don't know if my hook for tonight, which was basically how to keep your viewers watching your video, was strong enough for you to stay with us and basically watch the rest of the video. But in reality, some people will be interested in that. I know that I am interested in it, and I'm hoping you as the viewer are interested in that. So the other thing that you will see, like for example, I would say like, let me show you exactly what changed and how you can do it. That's a concept that I added to one of the section of the video. And I'll show you how to do that, which is actually it's a skill. Let me see if I can find the page of it. No, not exactly that one, but see what this is right here. Okay, so this is a curiosity loop, right? The reason this works is even crazier. So in essence, let's listen to the video and see what they're talking about. Maybe you're talking about that or not, I'm not certain.
Must prove the thumbnail wasn't clickbait. State the value immediately. Curiosity loop. Tease upcoming point. Use lines like, but the real reason this worked is even crazier.
You see that? So that's basically what it was all about. Let me do something real quick here. I could extend that a little longer, or I could make it shorter. The whole point is, now I could do this. Let me see if it's working tonight. Last night some of this transition were not working, which is, it's okay, but usually when I leave the video, I have to leave the video open, the editing software open for a couple of days. That tend to kind of corrupt it a little bit. Let me see if it works. Okay, yeah, it does. Now, I want you to see how basically after you finish the call out, it actually gets them out. And I could do it at the beginning and so, but let's look at the end first of all.
Work is even crazier. I'll show you in a minute.
You saw that? How it actually kind of keeps, makes the information sort of flip in and out. Oops. I'm going to do it so it comes in and it comes out. It's called the rotate feature for transition.
To immediately, curiosity moves
So that come in.
upcoming point. Use lines like, but the real reason this work is even crazier. I'll show you in a minute. Speed.
Right, so that thing I'll show you in a minute is sort of like a delay hook. Meaning is, what you're trying to accomplish is, you know, if someone's watching the video at that point, they want to see, okay, what happened? What is it that he's going to show me? And hopefully it's called the delay reveal. And you will do that towards the end of that section. And I probably do talk about that at the end, but when I publish the video, you'll be able to see the whole thing. So now you're going to be able to get snippet out of it and things of that sort. Not be able to get much. So that's the hook. So now let's go back and look at another hook. That was a curiosity loop. My apologies in the definition. So when you see these stacking right here, so what I did is I did two things, right? I added the curtains, which is the blue one, and I added the timeline, which is the words to the video. So when it goes through, I'm able to change anything that I want in here. I'll show you that in a minute. So let's take a look at, so I'm stacking the video itself, the fusion, the curtain, which is an effect, and I'm adding a transition, video transition at the same time.
And long-form videos. Use this system to create viral content consistently.
See how it opens, and then you have your timeline, and it kind of shows you by the arrow where you are, that section in there. Now, if you don't like what was being seen, you go to title, and you could change the letter if you want. Is that better or worse? I'm not so sure. And you could change the background as well. You could change the size of it. I think the size is fine, but I'll show you. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. You can do so many things with this. Like I said, you add different effects, but I already have two. I'm stacking two effects, so I don't want to spend too much time doing that. Another thing you could do here, let me show you this one. What's this here?
Boring moments, reinvest everything, study the audience, obsess over improvement. That's the philosophy.
So this is just a marker right here that I have, this is number 4. So let's say that I want to add a hook, right? And it's towards the end of the video, right? So it's going to be an example of what I kind of wrote a couple of hooks here. So let's say that I want to use this. This will be my curiosity loop, right? So I go here. Since I already set it out of the text box, and I'll show you in a minute how to add a text box. You go here, delete the text, and I didn't want the words that I want. Let's see how it will look just by.
boring moments, reinvest everything, study the audience, obsess over improvement. That's the philosophy. Not luck, not talent, just real.
So that's the message that I wanted to convey at that point. Now the question becomes, how do you do that? How do you add that text in there? So usually here under the effects, if you click on the effects here, you get this table, and you choose title, and then you search for text. What that will give you, it will give you this right here. You click on it and you bring it down anywhere you want to. So I'm going to say right there. When you click on it, it will tell you it is a custom title, right? Basically what that means is that you can make it whatever you want. You could make whatever words you want in there. And that's how you add text to it. I'm not going to add a particular text to that right now because I just threw it in there without any thought behind it. So that's how you basically do it. And if you don't like it, you can always do, my favorite thing to do is undo, because in reality it doesn't mess anything up, so it's gone. So basically, if you want to add the text, if you wanted to add the text there, you could pick the curiosity loop, which is basically, so I explain it. It's an ability for you to keep the viewers going, right? Watching your okay, so most people think the editing is about coding, but it's actually about keeping people watching. So that's basically what you want to do. And I'll give you a couple of things in here. Allergies are killing me today. I have a couple of examples of how to do a hook. For example, this is one example. You're probably editing your video wrong, and this is why people click off, right? So, and that's an example of a hook. A curiosity loop would be something like this. It has nothing to do with your camera or your mic, you know. So it's sort of a little bit of a difference, but the purpose of both is the same. It's to keep the viewer viewing your videos, right? So here we go. Let's go moving on. And as you can see throughout, I actually do this. I either add title, subtitle. And in a case like, for example, let me see. In here where I have a lot of data, and I don't have any break on the on what's going on. So like, for example, it seems to be a very intense moment. So I want to just highlight that. I'm going to listen to it first, and then I'm going to probably cut it. Let me see what's going on.
Study retention. Study what people actually want to watch. The first 10 seconds decide everything.
So I want to capture that as something that I want the viewers to focus on. So I just added a separation on the video, so it allowed me to get video transition. I could do easily, I like to use like zoom in and out when I want something to be looked at. If it works, and it doesn't. Sometimes it makes me mad. Sometimes things don't want to work. It doesn't want to work. It was working last night. I apologize, some of these things are not working tonight, which means I have to do other measure. Let me see. So what I'm going to do, which is a little different, let me see if this works. I'm going to go down to my effects. Something that create a drastic change is, let me see, yeah, let me see what will happen with the drum overlay. You'll be able to see the difference right now. Hopefully you will.
Study psychology, study retention, study what people...
Oh. Did a digital glitch instead. Don't do it. It's like, what's going on? That's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. Not it's going to sound any better. So what it does is kind of, it looks like a drone is actually watching the person do that. It looks a little different. Glitch is basically, it's actually kind of good because it kind of interrupts the brain from just fixating on what's going on in the background.
Study psychology, study retention, study what people actually want to watch.
You see that?
The first 10 seconds decide everything. You must instantly deliver on the title and thumbnail, then exceed expectations. Then comes retention. Every second must have purpose. Cut dull moments, speed up pacing, change angles, add motion.
So that's what you mean. You know, you want to change the angle. You want to change the, what's the camera that's looking at the individuals, or you want to change the background that actually shows what's going on. So you want to change something to allow, give the eyes another visual cue as to what's going on. So let me see. I want to do this. Is like a very long video here too, without nothing going on. We'll see what's going on here. I like A/B testing discussion. Like right here. Let's see. Let's see what's going on here.
You can have a cinematic masterpiece, but if your packaging is weak, it stays invisible. I'm going to show you how to use A/B testing, AI metadata hacks, and a deep link strategy that turns social media scrollers into subscribers.
So, you know, this might be a good area to like a question for me. So let me see real quick. How do I do that? Go back to search. I'm going to do a text box. And I could do, as a matter of fact, I'm not going to do a text box. I'm going to show you a different trick. I'm going to go to generator. And I'm going to select a text box. Let's say this one here. Open it up a little bit. And the question that I have.
Stick around, because at the 75% mark,
The question I wanted you to ask is, have you used A/B testing and for them to write a comment? Now I try to make it simpler. If they have to do a lot, they won't do anything. So here we talk about A/B testing. So I wanted to ask the question, have you used A/B testing? Let's go back to the video.
I'm going to show you how to use A/B testing, AI metadata hacks, and a deep link strategy that turns
So A/B testing is discussed right here.
matter if no one clicks. You can have a cinematic masterpiece, but if your packaging stays invisible. I'm going to show you how to use A/B testing.
A little more. Oh, don't worry about the slowness of the voice here, because in reality that goes away once the video is posted. Another thing that you could do here is, let's say you don't want to cover the entire, you don't want to interrupt the entire video. For that, you could always go here to the setting and you could make it smaller, right? And then you can also move it around if you want to, the higher, or you can move it to the left. But you cannot get the image still in the background. You still get the subtitle, which you want to keep, and you're actually asking a question: have you used A/B testing? Yes or no. So basically, what you're trying to do is get engagement from the person that's viewing your video. So leaving that kind of question is sort of like kind of important, because without it, they don't have no reason to stay, or they don't have no reason to make a comment. And you don't always want to say subscribe, because everybody says that, number one. Number two, this is a long video, so how many times can you say subscribe for them to kind of get the point, right? So anyway, that's another way of adding a. So I show you two different ways here that you kind of could use. One is adding the drum overlay. I'll show you here.
Actually want to watch.
See that?
The first 10 seconds decide everything.
Then basically what you do here is you kind of want to interrupt what's going on by kind of not just showing a picture, but actually asking a question for the viewer. For example, like I say, the video is going to be okay, because once you perfect it, once you create the video, that slowly goes away. And just a quick reminder how I did it. I went to effects, right? I went to generator, and then I picked one of these text boxes in here, and I click on it, and I downloaded it here. Now once it was here, I wanted to change the text that comes in, and in this box here, it allowed me to do the changes. Now I have a lot of other changes that I could make, but I don't want to kind of ruin what I already have. So I'm going to continue on and then basically show you when I get to the other parts of the video on that, right? Usually what I'm looking for is places where there's a long section of the video where there's nothing is happening. And basically we look for a way to kind of spice it up a little bit. So I did this last night, but I wanted to show you again. Sometimes portion of the video where there's nothing going on, you just have the background, you have the subtitle, giving you information. So I'm giving you some blank places. Well, you could link later on when you go live. You could link video to it. For like right now, I decided to add my avatar in this section and show how I did it.
Live. Keep them on the platform. Don't link to a single video page on social media.
Okay, so this is, by the way, it's a little bit different trick, because what I did was I wanted to have my picture side by side, but if you add it twice, it kind of only extends it, right? So you have to do is you have to stack the pictures to whatever you want the video, and then you have to move them independently to be side by side. So for that duration that's here, you have the first picture, which is here, which you can move if you want, or make it bigger or smaller, like for example. You see that? Could adjust it. And move it down. Here you go. And you got the second one. It's not in a particular order, but it's fine. Here, let's go on top. The same one. There we go. There you go. You can move them independently. They have both different. They are two separate clips. I'll show you that right now.
Don't link to a single video page on social media. Link to a playlist. This forces your other videos into the sidebar and triggers binge watching. The longer you keep a viewer on YouTube, the more the algorithm rewards you. The first hour is a sprint. Watch your own video in full.
So that's basically the how you do two clips next to each other. Then you're able to control them independently. So let's look at over here. There was a green screen, and I wanted to add sort of break up the mood, and I added one of the clips that I have when I'm trying to break up the information. I'll show you that right now.
Kill the slow burn potential, but there's a secret to reviving a dead video using shorts. I'll show you that in a second. First, if you're finding value, hit that like button. We're building this community for something bigger than views. Every subscriber helps us ensure veterans and their families never.
Okay. So basically, whether you're curious or not, you're like, what's that random face doing in there? Well, we have a whole bunch of random pictures anyway. So what you're trying to do is sort of add more dynamic, more visual cues, so that the viewer is able to say, oh, I understand, oh, okay, I know what's going on, and they kind of pay attention, they stay a little longer. Remember, everything that we're doing right now is basically, whether it's a hook, a curiosity loop, a picture, or a sound, what we're trying to do is basically get the viewers to stay longer with us, okay? So let's see what's next. There's nothing on here. This is a marker, number 5. I mean, there's something I want to change here, so let me listen to what's going on.
The fastest way to turn 60 seconds of attention into 10 minutes of watch time. When sharing on Instagram or X, don't just post a link. Post a 1.1 square picture, not the thumb.
So this is actually an important one that, and you know, on social media, you would think that you want to just post a link. So here, maybe you want to ask a question here, right? Let me point at it, like, what's the most effective way post in social media. Right. And if you look at the lettering, you say, well, it's going to be confusing because they're all the same color. Lucky enough for us, we could change it. Do we like green as a contrast, or do we like just sort of like golden letters, right? And that's exactly the topic that we had addressing there. So you kind of gives it you give reinforcement. Not only do you kind of give the question, and I'm going to try to move it to the upper right because I think it will look better there. So I'm going to go to setting, which is over here. The size is fine. So it goes like this. And it goes there. And if I want to reduce the size away a little bit. What do you guys think it should be on the left, or some people might think it might be on the right, and then go back to So let's listen to that. Now you have the question that may attract, may ask you, you may pause to kind of listen to the question or go back to it. But you also have the answer in the same section, right? Just listen to it.
Of watch time. When sharing on Instagram or X, don't just post a link. Post a 1.1 square picture, not the thumbnail, and use a deep link. It makes it.
So if you guys have not tried that technique, you may want to try it in social media, because you want to attract views to your YouTube channel, right? Unless you want to build both, which kind of makes it like a little bit of a spaghetti soup. I don't know if that's the thing. But I'm trying to just grow my YouTube channel. So if I have this social media account, I just try to put publish a 1-by-1 picture with a link. So when they click it, they're coming back to YouTube and they're watching my video. They are not in their own social media account. You should try that. That will kind of give you more views and more watch time than if you don't do that. So, and in relation to what we're doing tonight, we're asking a question to build that curiosity loop. What's the most effective way to do this? What is it? And then we'll give you the answer right away. Or what we could do is we could move this earlier on and then give you the answer, like for example. Oops. Move it to here, see what happens.
Never go to bed hungry. Use shorts as a funnel. Use the related video tool to link your shorts directly to your long-form content. It's the fastest way to turn 60 seconds of attention into 10 minutes of watch time. When sharing on Instagram or X, don't just post a link. Post a 1.1 square picture.
Right, so the strategy could be that you ask a question earlier, right? And then the review comes a little bit later. Sometimes it's a little bit better because you say like, oh, okay, what was the question? You might want to go back and replay that part of the video. And then you say, oh, right away, you're giving the answer. So that's kind of delivering on your promise, which is really good. You want to kind of do that, right? So let's keep moving on down the video. So what is this right here? So this is another question, again, using the same technique that we used earlier, which is bringing down a generator template. This is getting to the end of the video, so kind of you want to say, so to subscribe, you might want to say, can your subscription help us feed up? But you kind of want to ask the question, right? And later on we say yes. So that's a delayed review once again, you know. It doesn't tell you like right away, but later on, if you listen to the whole video, you'll be able to get the answer to that question. So all you're trying to do is get curiosity built into your long video so that people will stay there for a lot longer period of time. And then here again is the has a couple of things going on in here. I'm going to show you right now, but it has the timeline marker. So let's see what else I did here.
It's changing the game for 2026.
Right now,
Okay, you saw that first.
thousands of creators are convinced YouTube is secretly suppressing their channel. And here's the scary part.
So there's a couple of things here, right? The first part on this section right here, you will see the video transition where the picture goes down, and then you see to that, what's the next one? I'll show you that, and then you got the curtains and you have the timeline. That's three things, but there's one more I wouldn't want you to miss.
It's changing the game for 2026.
Going down.
Right now, thousands of creators are convinced YouTube is secretly suppressing their channel. And here's
I have to make this thing a little longer. Let me see if I can make it longer because it's not doing much of anything.
right now, thousands of creators are convinced.
Okay, so basically what this is doing is it's rotating, which is not doing it on the other one. It's rotating the curtains in the background. And what I did, you could make it for a shorter period of time. You could make it for a longer period of time by just kind of clicking on it and dragging and dropping it, and extending it. So you got several things going on here. You have the slide going down. You see that in a second. Then you have the curtains, which is actually introducing the fact there's a new video going on. And you have your timeline that kind of tells the viewer where they are in the sequence. So let's look at it one more time over here. First, the down slide. See that going down?
2026.
Right now, thousands
rotation in the background and the timeline.
secretly suppressing their channel.
So that's how you kind of stack multiple things on the video, so to try to get it to be dynamic, try to get it to be how will you say it? Try to be able to change the background or change the music or change something so the view kind of stay with you. Let's look what the next one is. I think it's number 6. So let's see what's going on here, see if we want to add something.
Might be right. Continuing from previous shot, what is shadow banning? The term shadow.
So here they only ask one question, right? We could just ask the question here because we're going to give them the answer. I think I got it correctly. I don't think I need a second one, so I'm going to do a right click and I'm going to do a cut, and that will get rid of it, right? So let's see how it goes now.
Right. Continuing from previous shot, what is shadow banning? The term shadow ban didn't start on YouTube.
It started on social media.
Right, so not only does it kind of gives them a question, but let me go back and see. But it gives them the answer at the same time, which is kind of good. You want to do not a did I get this thing correctly? Shadow band. This doesn't look right. Give me a second. I have to go to my spelling. Sometimes when you work on something for a while, it takes you shadow. I don't think I got it right. Still don't think I got it right. Let me look here. Shadow bound. Apologize, it's a new terminology for me, and I want to be sure I get it right. Get rid of that. We could make it necessary a little bit so that it comes out like right there. It's on the middle of the TV. Okay, so that's good. We got one more area that we want to talk about, but if you hang on a little longer, we should be able to show you one more tricks that's going to spice your video. We'll go back, and again, I want to make it a little smaller. Okay, here we go. Ooh, that's a lot. As you get towards the end of the video, it makes it harder to kind of keep putting stuff in it, right? So this is a question that I added. Stay and I will show you the exact structure that keeps the viewer watching, right? So once again, what I'm trying to do is get the viewer to stay for a longer period of time. Sometimes you are successful, sometimes you are not. So but you want to have this kind of hooks, curiosity loop, as part of your package. That way, at least you have a better chance to get, let's see, gold, no, gold, what, green. Green somehow always pops up, but let me take a pink. Pink, yeah, pink looks different. Purple. Oh. Yeah, that one, I don't know what color that is, but that kind of is popping up a little more for me. And that's what I'm just saying. You don't want to, oops, did I not do it? Did I not change it? Oh, I didn't did okay, I forgot to do that. And that's what I'm just saying. You want to kind of experiment with your edits and see what works for you.
Than people realize. Step 3, focus your niche. YouTube needs to know who you're for.
Right, so that's a question that I asked there. Let's try to move on and see what else I have that I have not shown you yet. This should be a transition like we had in the other places. There you go, yeah, it is. So we talked about those already, that's not a big deal. I want to show you something different that I have not shown before. Let's see. Like in here, sort of like a slow area, so that and this. Okay, I wanted to see how that looks on the I don't listen when people are outside, but this is basically a CCTV. I want to see how it looks in this section of the video.
It tells YouTube, hey, this creator keeps people on the platform. And when YouTube sees that, it starts testing your videos on more people. This is the Netflix effect. It doesn't need that.
You see right there, it kind of makes the picture grainier, and it tells you like recording. Like if you were recording that, it gives you like a timeline. Sort of like the effect of you're on CCTV. It's just another way of breaking up the images.
Thousands of viewers. It only needs a few people watching multiple videos in a row. But that's when the algorithm starts warming up your channel. So if your analytics show longer session time, multiple videos watched, viewers moving between uploads,
And it went back.
The second sign you're about to blow up is when the same people keep coming back.
So that's another way of kind of breaking up the images so people will stay with what you're doing. And I got one more item to show you shortly. Let me see if we get to the this one. It's another transition right here. I don't need to do that again. What I'm doing is using the bar down here to be able to move around to the areas that I may want to. I don't know what's here, so let me take a look at it real quick.
In 2026, if you're using the same 10 seconds.
So that's the effects that I used earlier. Again, I hate to be repetitious, but don't worry about the slowness of the audio, because we have a lot of things going on. We have background music. We have background music of the live stream. We have background music for the video, and that's causing it to kind of slow down. But when you actually print the video, it's just not there. So the second one, something that I wanted to do is sort of like bring like a banner. You ought to see the banner go across the video to kind of attract your attention.
Background loop with slightly different AI scripts, think scary stories or Reddit readings, you are now flagged as spam. YouTube metadata scanner, powered by Gemini, can now spot mass-generated formats from tools like Suno and ChatGPT in milliseconds. The difference between safe and deleted, at risk, a mass-produced AI slideshow with a robotic voice.
So basically, what happened there is it was sort of like a background information, and what I wanted to do there is sort of like have a flag fly through asking, are you safe? Or should it be, is your channel safe? I'm not sure which one would be better. Is your channel safe? Are you safe? Is your channel safe? What is it? What is the same thing? Maybe you could change it to, is your channel safe? think that's more accurate. So, like I said, I'll show you a little bit of it because I don't want it. It's a little slow, so it doesn't make much sense.
Stories or Reddit readings, you are now flagged as spam.
Okay, and the other part that I wanted to show, let me see if I could get to it. I want to get rid of this so that we can. So I added music to the overall to the channel, to the video, excuse me, but I haven't paid too much attention to it because it has been kind of low in the background, and you don't want it to overpower the what's going on. So all this section here are my music, and I want to link them together because if I adjust the audio, I want to adjust it one time, but also I can always delink it and increase or decrease the audio in a particular session depending on what's going on. As you can see, my video somehow pretty high. Don't know why, but they get normalizing in some area. But let's see how the music plays in the background.
Most creators treat the YouTube algorithm like a lottery, but the top 1% treat it like a lab experiment. In this masterclass,
214,382 views, exactly 28 days, zero luck involved. Most creators think going viral is a lottery.
Kind of hard to hear, but it's there. You don't want it to be too loud. So in reality, what it will do is kind of have a consistency across all of the video that you have that sort of like drum-like music, sort of like inspirational to me. So let me move it on.
Monetization, the billionaire fund. But the real reason this works is a 3% tweak I discovered in Philly. If you missed that, the rest of this doesn't matter. Let's start the experiment. Stop guessing what people want to watch. Start researching what they already watch. The scientific method. Treat your channel like a lab. Question.
So it kind of sort of like crescendo kind of music, right? It has slow, and it kind of increases in portion that goes down and increases again. So I kind of put that as a sub level music that goes across all of the video. It's consistent. So that's one thing that's consistent across all of the video. I know the video themselves, they have music, but hopefully I would check it out to be sure there's no conflict. And if there is, I would just sort of change it. But I would do that. I would do that tomorrow on my own. I don't want to take enough of your time to do that. So those of you that hung around with me tonight, I really, truly appreciate it. I wanted to talk about hooks and curiosity loops and DaVinci Resolve editing. Mostly I talked about video stacking and how to create a timeline, how to show the timeline to the viewer as you go across in the hope they say, oh, I want to know more about, for example, the math behind the viral YouTube hits. So they see the timeline, they say, okay, it's coming up in 2 videos from now, so let me stay around to watch that. And then in between those, I added curiosity loop questions and answers that were being answered by the video themselves. So sort of like an ability to get the people hooked to stay on for a little bit longer. And that's what you want to do, right? You want to use hooks and you want to use curiosity loop to get the viewer to stay in your video for a longer period of time. Hopefully this was helpful. And I know you're looking a lot of how the sandwich is made, which most people don't care about, but I do. Some people do care about how the sandwich is actually made. And sandwiches are equivalent of the video, right? So I'm using an analogy. It's like some people say, like, just show me the video, and I don't really need to see how you make things, you put things together. I do kind of want to express my view, how I put things together, in the hope that somebody else will find that interesting. With that being said, I'd like to say good night to everyone. Thank you for being here.